Hello everyone, this is Michael Lee coming to you northeast of Chico, Northern California. And this video will be about the importance of breaking up your bales and flakes of grass hay before feeding your equines, donkeys, mules, or horses, or all three if you're lucky to have all three. Okay, now most people make excuses about why they don't break up their bales and their flakes of grass hay before feeding their animals. Don't have enough time. They work too much, they're late to work in the morning, don't have enough time, so they just throw out a couple of flakes and don't break it apart at all. You know, bad excuses. If you don't have time to take care of your animals properly, then you shouldn't have animals, right? So the proper way to do it is to always break up your bales and flakes of grass hay before feeding your equines. The reason why this is critically important is because I live in Northern California, so the bales are wrapped with 3 strings here, but in other states like Oklahoma and Texas, they're wrapped in wire. I believe they're still wrapped in wire to this day. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. If anyone's lives in Oklahoma or Texas where you buy bales of hay, let me know if it's still wrapped in wire. I think it is. But in California, the full bales are wrapped with 3 strings. So you cut the 3 strings, you take off your first flake, and you thoroughly break it up in order to make sure there's no clumps of mud, poop, dead mice, dead rats, pieces of metal, pieces of glass, pieces of plastic, dust, rocks. There could be anything. Dead bird. There could be anything, a dead snake in your bales of grass. So you want to break it apart thoroughly to make sure there's no contaminants or garbage in it. You don't want your animal's sensitive nose and mouth getting anywhere near that stuff. Now, another reason why it's important to thoroughly break up your bales of grass and flakes before feeding your equines is to get all that dust off of it. You know how irritated your nose and eyes get, and your lungs and your skin, how irritated it gets when you just break up the bales? Well, imagine what it's doing to your animal. Donkeys, mules, and horses have sensitive eyes, nose, and mouths, extremely sensitive mouths, and they're getting all that crap, all that dust and dirt, and all of that right into their face. So they're getting the worst of it because they're actually eating it. All we have to do is break it up. So at the very least, you want to thoroughly break up your bales and flakes. I even go one step further, and I thoroughly rinse my orchard grass before feeding my donkey. I put it in a big wheelbarrow. I thoroughly rinse it with water. I get a big bunch of orchard grass. I hold it up, allow the water to drain out. It gets all the dirt and dust and bird crap, rat crap, mouse poop, cockroaches, whatever else, out of it. And then that way your animal has a nice, fresh, and clean pile of grass to eat. Okay? The feed store where I purchase my bales of grass hay from is a very high quality feed store. I've never had any problems. I haven't even had a single pebble, rock, or dirt clump in my bales of orchard grass. But other feed stores may not be so high quality, and you might get some contaminants in your grass hay. Theoretically, it's supposed to just be grass, but it doesn't always work that way when it is harvested and baled. Sometimes you'll get some rocks kicking up, some cow patties, some a dead mouse or whatever, so you always gotta watch out for that. Now, the feed store I currently go to is not the feed store I've always gone to. I started with a different feed store, but one bale of orchard grass I got was terrible. It had a bunch of rocks in it, dirt clumps, and cow poop in it. So I've never gone back to that feed store since. If I get one bad bale, I'm done with that feed store. So I've moved on to a better feed store now, and I've purchased dozens of bales of orchard grass from this feed store, and they've all been top notch. So make sure you find the right feed store, or if you're buying direct from another rancher, farmer, or orchard owner, make sure that they're making really high quality bales that you can trust. Okay, so without further ado, let's get it. I'll show you how to thoroughly break up your bales and flakes, and how to thoroughly rinse them before feeding your animal. And I'm sure you noticed it's cold and storming again. It's late fall here in Northern California, so I'm going with this metal circle brush from now until next late spring, because my donkey Max's coat of fur is nice and thick right now. The metal brush works perfectly. So I'll be sticking with the metal brush now that my donkey Max has his winter coat on. I only use the lighter bristled grooming brushes during the summer and early fall. So let's get it. Less talking, more doing. Oh. All right, I cut the strings off of the bale of orchard grass. Now let's break it up. Okay, see how I thoroughly broke up that flake of orchard grass? Made sure there was nothing inside of it. Now let's rinse off the grass. Hey, man. Good boy, Max. Good boy. Break it up a little bit more. And there we go. You see the difference? Look at how clean and fresh this looks. I mean, that is nice right there. And you just dump out the water. Okay, bear with me, everybody. Okay, good enough. Now you'll notice how see that? You notice how my donkey Max is nosing through the nice pile of orchard grass, picking out the good stuff. He's taking small bites where he gets a few pieces of grass at a time, and that's better for his digestion. If you do not break apart your flakes of orchard grass, then your animal is going to be taking large mouthfuls, large chunks of grass at a time. They could be getting dirt, mud, rocks, dead mice or rats in their mouth, and that's also very hard on their digestion to be eating those big chunks at a time. Okay, so break it up and give your animal a big pile so they can leave the stuff they don't want and only nose through and pick out the good stuff. See how slow he's eating? He's kind of nosing around, picking out the prime mouthfuls that he wants to eat. He's chewing slowly, he's taking small bites. That's what we want. There you go, you see that? See how he kind of nosed the pile away from him a little bit so he could get down deeper, and he must have found something he really wanted in the middle there of that pile, so he kind of nosed it around a little bit to get to the good stuff. Your animal will not be able to pick and choose if all you do is throw out a giant, compacted, dense flake. Okay? No good. I don't want to be hearing any excuses. You don't have time or you're late for work. If you don't have time to take care of your animals properly, then you shouldn't have animals. Make the time for it. Alright, now I'm going to brush. Okay, just a few more words about brushing your animal. You want to approach your animal in a very non-threatening, calm, peaceful manner. You don't want to go in quick, you know, like a predator would. You want to be really calm temperament. You want to just slow down, take a few deep breaths, be all calm and peaceful. Then you approach your animal and start brushing. Okay, so once again with the metal brush, since my donkey's got his winter coat on, the metal brush is perfect. Let's get it. boy, Max. Good boy. That's a good boy. Good boy, Max. Good boy. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. Alright, done with brushing. I'm going to leave the video running so you can observe my donkey Max pick and choose through the orchard grass and eat in a slow way. That's good for his digestion and health and longevity. So now I'll just let you watch my donkey Max eat so you can observe how important it is to thoroughly break up. In case I haven't hammered the point home yet, break up your flakes and bales before feeding your animals. Break them up thoroughly, at the very least. And if you want to go for extra credit, rinse them first, like I showed you how to do. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Good boy, Max. Good boy. Yeah. soothing watching my donkey eat. That sound. It's so soothing.